You guys, the time has finally come. It's time to talk about Biore! I had been procrastinating on trying and doing a review of the sunscreen just because I knew the formulation had alcohol in it, and as a person who just suffers from dryness, I was just so nervous to try it. But alas, here we are. This sunscreen is a Japanese sunscreen formulated with octinoxate and luminol A+, according to Dr. J, which I will link her video about the sunscreen in the cards below. So for this video, first I'm going to go through the pros of why I like the sunscreen, then the cons of why I don't like the sunscreen, then I'm going to do an application, and then I'm going to give you my overall opinion of the sunscreen. How does that sound? Sounds good? Let's get into it. So let's get into the pros. Alright, the first thing I like about the sunscreen is that it's got a great texture. It's got a gel-like texture that makes it very easy to spread. This and the Can Make sunscreen and also the Kiss Me Mommy sunscreen, all the Japanese sunscreen I've tried, to be honest, have an amazing gel-like texture. I don't know how they do it, but it feels amazing on the skin. It kind of feels cooling on the skin when you first apply it, but after that cooling effect goes away and it just feels like a normal sunscreen, or normal lotion almost. Another thing I like about the sunscreen is that it leaves a nice after effect on your skin. I don't know how else to say, but the after effect is great. It leaves my skin feeling or looking healthy. It doesn't have like an oily finish. It doesn't have a shiny, overly shiny finish. It just leaves my skin looking healthy. It's not completely matte. It doesn't make my skin look like I have makeup on it, like it's completely oilless. It's not drying in that way. It just leaves it nice and smooth, moisturized, healthy looking. Another thing I like about this sunscreen is that it's water and sweat resistant, and I believe this because whenever I apply this, I go to wash my hands afterwards, and it takes a couple pumps of soap to get it off of my hands completely. So I feel like because of that, I know it kind of sticks on my skin a little better. Another thing I like about the sunscreen, I know the list seems to go on and on, is that it does well on the body and the face. Originally, I was really hesitant about putting this sunscreen on my face because I knew the formulation, as I said earlier, has alcohol in it, but I used it on my body and it didn't feel drying on my body, so that gave me the courage to put it on my face. And I made sure, and I still make sure every time, to put moisturizer on it before. So because I do that, and because of the formulation, it doesn't seem to dry out my skin on my face at all, which is super wonderful. I have very dry skin, so it helps. Another thing I like about the sunscreen is that I've never experienced pilling. Sometimes sunscreens can pill, but this formulation has given me no problems with that at all. Another thing I like about the sunscreen is that it doesn't burn around the eyes. I've never gotten this directly inside of my eye, and I'm sure if I did, it would sting. However, like on the area near my eye, like the under eye and like the area under my eyebrow, it doesn't sting when I put it there. So that's a great sign. I really need that because that area is very sensitive, at least for me. So yes, love that about the sunscreen. Another thing I like about the sunscreen is that it smells good. It does contain a fragrance, so if you don't like fragrance in your skincare products, then this might not be the product for you. But it doesn't have a very strong fragrance. In my opinion, it's quite a light floral fragrance, so to me, that's a plus. I really like that about the sunscreen. Not only is it not too overpowering, because I keep saying this, because I have to wear a mask all day, when a sunscreen smells good, that just makes my heart happy, because I know that I have to kind of put it on and then kind of be trapped in it for a while. So because of that, I like the sunscreen. Now, what are things I don't like about the sunscreen? This does contain fragrance. So as I said before, if you are sensitive to fragrance, I don't think this would be your first choice. However, it's not a very strong fragrance. So if it's just your nose that's very sensitive to fragrance, it might be okay. But if your skin is sensitive to fragrance, I wouldn't use this. Another thing I don't like about the sunscreen is that it does contain denatured alcohol. And I'm pretty sure it's to make the formula better, stabilize the filters. I'm not sure. There's many reasons for the use of alcohol, and it's not a bad ingredient. However, if you are sensitive to that, I would avoid this because it does contain alcohol, and when you apply it around your nose, you can smell it. So if you are sensitive to alcohol, I would just watch out about this sunscreen. You could try it still, but just know and be careful about it. Now let's get into the application. That's my favorite part. Okay, hairband, sleeves up, here we go. Okay, so it comes in a tube like this. The cap twists open, and if you can see, that's the texture. Oh, comes out like that. Now when I spread it around, it spreads around very easily. It looks like that. And as I said earlier, when I rub it around my nose, I can smell the alcohol just a bit. But yep, by now it's faded. By now the alcohol smell has faded and I can't smell it anymore. It blends in really easily. Okay, now I'm gonna do the neck. Never neglect your neck. All the Asian women in my life have been teaching me about that, so I feel like it's gotten into my head finally. So that's how it applies. I don't know if you can see, but this is what my face looks like with the sunscreen on. There we go. Oh! Oh no, I don't have any in my hair. Now, what is your overall opinion about the sunscreen, you ask? Why, that is a very good question, little dove. I got that saying from Game of Thrones. Thank you, Cersei Lannister. So overall, I give the sunscreen an A. I think this is my summer sunscreen for the year, until I find another one. Of course, I'm always on the lookout. So if you're into sunscreens, go ahead and click subscribe because I love to talk about sunscreen, compare sunscreen, do sunscreen reviews, and if you're into that, we can be friends. If you watched this and this review helped you, please click like below to let me know, and thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys have a good day. Bye! Oh, one more note. To the friend who recommended the sunscreen, thank you.